Good morning, brothers. Welcome to A Brown Bag Gentleman. My name is Scott, and today's shave is with Chiseled Face Apples of Aetherwood. I guess how you pronounce that, if you can see if that's right or not. And so that's the soap of the day. And the razor is going to be basically, it's a no-name. It was a gift from my youngest son years back. It's got like a Edwin Jagger type head on it, a wood handle. Had it for years that he gave me a long time ago. So I pull this out every now and again to use it. And today, it's a great example of how razor blades affect the quality of the shave in your razor. So let's talk about that briefly here before we get started. So I started this razor by putting in a Rapira blade because I haven't really used a lot of Rapiras. So I wanted to try it out. Horrible shaves. Horrible for me. There might be people out there who love this blade, and depending on the razor you put it in, it depends on how it responds. But for this razor, this was a no-go. So yeah, so I had not a good experience, especially my second shave on Tuesday was so blotchy, I had to pull the blade. It was just too blotchy and draggy and just a bad shave, not an enjoyable shave, and we want to have an enjoyable shave. So, of course, when all else fails, I put in a Gillette Silver Blue. That's my favorite blade. And I just dropped one. We'll get that in a minute. But yeah, and of course the blade is in there. And this is your standard three-piece. Does overhang the sides. But what do you want? It's free. So, whoops. And the top part, the part that's snugging in there is not coming off. The handle's coming loose from where it holds onto this. I guess we're not going to show you that today. Yeah, this is a little bit loose. I have to glue that back in place. So yeah, so basically, trust me, there's a Gillette Silver Blue in there. And if you can see that, it's got a mild amount of gap and exposure there. So yeah, it's a mild, even with that Gillette Silver Blue in there, it's on the mild side of medium for sure. Quite a bit mild. It's probably between a mild and a medium, probably right there in the middle there as far as the aggressiveness on it. So really on the gentle side, it really is very forgiving razor. So we're going to use that today. But let me pause and wash the face. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I am back. Just washed the face with my Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements Preshave Soap Cube, of which there's like a half an inch left of it. It'll last the month of December, probably. I'm hoping it will last the month of December because I've got a new one on order that's in shipping now. Should be here in a week's time, probably, that type of thing, so I'll have it for Christmas time. But this one's got to last just a little bit longer. Started it in January, near the end of the year, and I use it every time I shave. Or just about every time I shave it when I don't shower first. So not every shave, but yes, quite a few shaves. That's what gets used on a very regular basis and very much enjoyable. So I came back, this is like my third one. I've tried other ones. I just like the size, the volume, and all that. It's just easier to hold, and the quality of it, what it does. This is my favorite. It really is. Maybe you could suggest something else I could try, but for now, I'm sticking with the Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements Preshave Cube. And of course, a bazillion scents they come in now. Way more scents to choose from this time. But I still went back to the basic black charcoal one. That's kind of what I like, that kind of like the non-scented one. So that's kind of what I like for the pre-shave. But anyway, let me get going. So let's talk about the soap itself today, the Chiseled Face soap. Let me read you. I didn't write my notes on this. I figured I'd read it straight from the website, over at Maggard's website. This is the description of the Apples for Aetherwood. Opens with a vibrant burst of apple and bergamot, reminiscent of a sunlit orchard. There's a picture. As the fragrance unfolds, the heart reveals an intriguing blend of spices, geranium, and juniper berries, evoking the warmth and depth of a mystical forest. Wow, okay. The base notes of cedarwood, vetiver, frankincense, amber, and tonka provide a grounding, earthy finish, leaving a lasting impression of elegance and sophistication. Yes. So I just want to read that to you. Just thought that was very eloquent. So I think it caught my fancy reading that this morning as I was making my notes. I figured, no, I'm just going to read straight from that. So there we go. So now let's get the soap out here. Let's go ahead and haven't done this yet. So open up this. The seal came off. I can tell you the seal was on there when I opened it up twice earlier this morning, and it just finally came off this time. So, but it's stuck in the cap there. But okay, sent right off the puck. The puck sample. Definitely the appliness. Yeah, it's kind of nice. It's fresh, and it's like florally. So I can smell the apple, but it's the floralness too beside it. Not overly sweet. Yeah, I kind of like that. And it says it's got more of that earthy finish, so I'm intrigued to see that part. So let me grab my trusty spoon. Always clean and clean at every shave. Because it only gets used on basically when I'm videoing. That's the only time the spoon gets used. Other than that, I'm using my other full-size stuff that I have. So that's the amount we're going to put in my little bowl here, my pottery bowl. That's from a local pottery artisan here in Sanford, North Carolina. We bought this, their little store. They have like a booth in the Sanford Antique Mall. Up on the second floor is where they have the pottery there. And that's where I got it. My wife likes to go there from time to time to the antique mall there. It's a whole bunch of individuals with like a 10-foot space. You know, they said they kind of rent out their 10-foot space in this big, huge, old industrial building. And so as you're walking through, it's a whole bunch of different artisans, not the same one. But of course, downstairs at the counter to cash out is people who own the building and all that. But there we go. So that's it. I'm just rinsing off my fingers. There's the soap mushed in there. I'm just going to throw a little bit of water in there. Quarter teaspoon. Well, no, let's go a little bit more. How about a half a teaspoon at least? There we go. Yeah. A half teaspoon in there. I know a lot of times you see me with 3/4 of a teaspoon. It seems to be a consistent amount for me, but we're going to start with that. Brush of the day. Let me shake it out first. Shake, shake, squeeze. West Coast Shaving their Tuxedo Knot synthetic knot out of their handle. So yeah, they have had this for a few years too here, but let's get this whipped up. 250 swirls. That's what I always do when I'm showing you. Okay, the first 50 feels a bit dry. That first 50, it just seems we're going to put in another serving of water, so that's about a 1/4 teaspoon's worth when I do that. Okay, that's definitely more fluid now, so now I got to feel like there's enough water in there. So that's after 100 swirls. Next 50. Oh, nice. Nice waft of scent coming off the bowl here as I'm swirling around. That's another 50, so 150 swirls in. Starting to think about building some nice little lather here. Keep going, another 50. Okay, oh yeah, that's now it's really starting to fill up the brush here. Good. So that's 200 in, 50 more. Peaky, yes, nice. So now it's a nice usable lather. So there we go. So not tons of lather left over in the bowl here, but plenty. There's so much soap here, and just a brush alone. Don't really need to go this, but I always like to tip in the, dab in the tips here between lathers here to just to have that fresh bit on there. So let me go ahead and take glasses off. And let's start in. Oh, nice and fresh on the face. There's a nice brightness to this. I like it. I like the brightness this has. It's not overly sweet, not overly cloney. It's like a light floral. It almost smells like it should be classic, but I don't recognize it. It's like it doesn't remind me of anything particularly. Any of the classic old ones. But I tell you, I like it. To me, it smells like it should be. It's just very nice. I don't know what all that is, if that's the geranium popping out or whatever, but it's popping out nice. It's smelling really good. I like the floralness of it. I really like this. This is different than anything, because I tend to like a lot of like the cologne type scents. I like those, especially citrusy scents. That's what my favorites tend to be towards. This is more florally, a little bit of sweet with that appleness to it too. Yeah, I'm liking this. So let's see how this does. As it's sitting on my face here, it's supposed to finish off in like more of the woodsiness, and I bet the aftershave does. Yes, and which we have the matching aftershave, which I didn't, of course, I failed to mention this time, but yes, the soap and the aftershave, after my one use only, will go into my next drawing, which is probably at least 3 weeks away right now, just based on the amount of samples I have. So I'll probably be ordering some samples in the next couple of weeks here too, so I don't run out. All right, but I'll probably do a shave also of my current puck that I'm using, full-size puck that I'm doing as a daily driver. Because I'm not doing the samples, I'm doing one puck only, and I'm not varying anymore, which I used to do all the time. I just, until it's gone, I'm using the one puck. I'm trying to get in that retirement mode here, because the next few years or so, I will be retiring. So try to get in that mental mode. It won't be all the extravagance of all the new stuff anymore, but that's a little ways down the road yet still. So let's move on. All right, pass one with the grain. Of course, my usual 2 days of growth. You can see the way the soap is sticking to the back of the razor. It's not overly runny, not overly thin and wet. Just kind of the way I like it. Do I always get that with 250 swirls? No. Sometimes it's less, sometimes it's more. But I always do 250 to show you a consistent amount, and that's why I do that. You do what you want. When I started, I was getting down to a minimum like 40 swirls and then building up the lather on the face. That was a bit brief. And that takes a softer soap or cream to do that too. Oh yeah. This is so much smoother a shave with this blade in it than it was with a repair blade in it, because that was so rough, so hard. But with a Gillette Silver Blue, for me, perfect. Or a milder blade, that Astro Green, which is a superior platinum, would work well. Don't think I want anything for me less than that, though. And it's a little gift for you, though. And to me, yeah, it's more like an Edwin Jagger DE89, which of course this is my rotation still. This is my first razor. It's still in my rotation. But it's getting ready to retire, I think. One of these days I'm going to get one of those 316 steel ones instead to replace it with, because it's wearing. I have to definitely give it some more care maintenance with oil on the threads, that type of thing. Because it is, starting to stick and things. Not that I won't get many more years or decades out of it, but it's starting to take a little more minute. I like the stainless steel, so I will probably honor that razor by getting the stainless steel version. That's how much I like that razor. Started with that razor. Really, I've always enjoyed that razor. That I'm willing to get another one, basically. Pass two, of course, is across the grain. Stretching the face. Oh yeah, it feels like it's slicing those whiskers, not dragging and tearing those, pulling those whiskers. And to be fair, I've got a tough beard. It's thick, it's gray, it's coarse. Whether give those gray whiskers now, so much more coarse than the natural colored whiskers were. My beard color, when it was head color in it, was a reddish blonde. So the dark blonde with red in it and all that, and that's what it was. Especially in like photographs, you could see more red in there and things like that. But yeah, it's all white now. And with those changes to the silver, it changed what I like for razor blades and aggressiveness in razors. I consider it a hobby, collecting the razors, what have you. Enjoying them. While I can, while I can still afford to buy them and all that. And I know when I retire, yeah, that's pretty much going to stop. That'll pretty much be like a Christmas time only type of thing. Okay, pass two went well. Across the grain, now we got to lather up for pass three. Now I'm curious, for those of you who aren't collecting who used to collect razors but aren't anymore, so maybe you're retired or maybe you just stopped doing it. What are you finding your go-tos? I remember Chris Baker talking about that back when he used to make videos. IMCDB, remember that guy? Liked to watch him a lot. He did a lot of videos. Probably got burned out from it too, I bet. But he used to do a lot of things with the different razors and showing. And then basically when he had so many that he was starting to sell them off and just going down to his tried and true favorites. So there's an idea too. I mean, for me, I've got sons. I've got 3 sons. I've got, or 2 mine and then not a stepson. My 2 sons and my son-in-law. So I've got people that inherit stuff. So he's like, yeah, I don't necessarily have to sell it off. They can enjoy it because they all enjoy doing the DE shaving too as well. To different levels. I tend more to grow beards. My oldest son Sean has a beard year round, except when he has to test out for being able to wear a face mask and he has to shave it off once a year. And the other 2 boys, they have beards or goatees or something throughout the year, on and off. And of course, I like to grow a little chin whisker and mustache, little half mustache in the spring and summer. That's when I do it. Which for some of you, especially northern, you think, well, that's backwards. But no, not really for here. It's because of the dryness. Because even up north, it's like the skin, how dry the skin gets and all that. I just prefer it when the skin has a chance to be more moist versus dryness of winter. I'm getting ready to pull out even here in North Carolina, I'm getting ready to pull out the humidifier because it is drying up in the house. I mean, it's a rainy day out there now. And that'll raise it a bit, but in general, the humidity has come down below 50% and all that. So it's time. It's time I get to pull out the humidifier. We keep it at 40% downstairs. We have a split little ranch with it. Basically, it's an unfinished downstairs. And the bugs can come in there. So if we keep the humidity down, it keeps the bugs away. There. Really enjoying the scent on this soap, and of course the quality. I didn't mention it. It is a tallow soap. I don't think I said that before, but yes, this is a tallow soap. Not a ton of good ingredients. It's got some nice ingredients, but not a ton. But it is a tallow soap, so obviously I'm enjoying that. But let me pause and wash up. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I am back. Just washed the face with a warm washcloth. Clean off all this residual soap, what have you. Wash my equipment, just wash my spoon here, so I'm putting that back in the drawer because it's clean. Time to put it back. And of course, I'm still using the shavette for trimming the back of my neck here once a week, trying to get that done. I did do a little nick this morning at the very top. My very first basically placement of the thing was a little bit too steep, and you got a little small neck, small one there. Felt it, so yeah, I know it was, yeah, that I'd done it, but, and look back, and yeah, sure enough, it's got a little red scratch there now. So it's like, okay, fine, but it'll be healed up by next week when I go do it again. But anyway, let's turn on the cold water here. We're gonna, a couple of splashes of cold water and then alum stick here. So we'll always like to do the alum stick. Always like to do that. Oh yeah, water's getting colder out of the tap now that the winter's here. You've got this wet too. Ordered a new one of these too from Shave Nation. They ordered a razor from them as well. And we're replacing a razor that I bought and like broke within the first couple of months I had it. It broke. It's a new model, and I'm buying an anniversary edition of that model, but it did break, and I waited too long to like try to think about returning it. So that was on me, not on the seller at all. But anywho, all right. So I got the alum on there. A few minor little stings, nothing huge. Alrighty, yes. That. Now aftershave, of course we have the matching aftershave, which, after I use it this one time only, it's going to go in the giveaway too with the soap bucket as well. That's going in, they're both going in, the other room, the little box that I keep that basically will probably end up being the shipping box for when I'm all set here with another month probably for that. Yeah, a little sting in the back of the neck. I'm liking the way this goes on. That, you know, it's got a lot of light sweetness from the apples, but not overly so at all. And like the floralness in it too. I'm really enjoying this. I really like this one. I'm telling you, I think this is probably my favorite chiseled face now, which I'd never used this one before. My favorite before was, I think, the cedar and spice. Definitely more woodsiness depth to it. Then this is like the opposite. This is more light and more florally. Oh, but no, yeah, in the aftershave, I'm starting to smell that wood now. Now that the alcohol's dissipating, what have you. I'm starting to smell a little bit of that woodsiness too, a little bit. Oh, that's nice. I like this. This is very nice. Very, very much enjoy this. Definitely give it a thumbs up for the scent profile, especially. And of course, the tallow in it made me happy too. My skin's feeling good. I enjoyed the shave. Hope you enjoyed watching. Hope you learned something. And please like and subscribe, and go with God.